Welcome back to the channel, you guys. I'm Connor O'Reilly playing for Team Latitude 64, OTB Discs, Lucky Ace Discs, ThrowJoes, and On Your Card, and we are here in Emporia, Kansas, the disc golf capital of the Midwest, we'll argue. Such an action-packed town for disc golf, the home of Dynamic Discs, as many people know. And we are here for the Dynamic Discs Open at the Emporia Community Club, really newly renamed. We're only playing one course this year, so super excited to dial in the game plan for this beautiful open golf course style track with a lot of out of bounds. So you got to keep the disc inbounds and make big putts out here at the country club. I already messed it up. It's community club, you guys. We're just hitting the solo round today because it took a long time to get here from Montana, 21 plus hours of driving. So a lot on the body, and we also have a U-Play event later teaching some of the college kids here from Emporia Country Club, some of their top players, kind of some of the more advanced tips and ways to grow their game as they try to pursue a disc golf career. And don't forget to go to onyourcard.com, choose the league Clash with Connor, and you can play against me in fantasy disc golf this week. It's going down and I'm gonna beat your butt. So I'll see you there. Let's get started on hole one. We're starting off here at the community club with a par 5, 1,224 feet. Really a big bomber. Got to place 2 accurate shots and then come into a down sloping green with some good touch. So the further you can get on those first 2 shots, the better. I'm gonna go orbit drive off the tee. All right, I'm just gonna hit it flat and high over this big bushy tree.
How far out?
They did bring that out of bounds line to the left in a little bit this year, so got to be extra accurate, and that's a money spot. All right, this is a great spot to be. I could go kind of another high flat hyzer, but with this tailwind we have and it not being too windy this year out here in Emporia, thankfully, I'm gonna take my honor. Just throw it straight at that FPO pin. Try to give myself a short approach. Yep, flat, a little bit of fade. That should be another good spot right there. We're playing early this morning, so we can make sure to get you guys this content before the tournament starts, and it's gonna be nice. My discs are getting a little bath from the dew on the ground. I'm not used to that. They've been pretty dry for a few months, so good things. I've got 322 feet in here. There's an out of bounds pocket on the short side of the green that you have to clear, but the trick is it downslopes shortly after that for the rest of the green, so you have to come in with a very precise height here. I'm liking this nice firm harp shot so I can try to mitigate the distance and the potential of going long. I believe I like it. Hopefully I just that short side green. Oh, not quite, but honestly that could be parked. I feel really good about that one. Oh wow. So yeah, like I said, this one slopes down real fast. I feel like I checked up somewhere inside the bullseye, but the ground just carried me here a little long. Still got a birdie look. Oh, first putt of the day vibes, you guys. Key is to miss just outside the whiskers though, so you can get that circle 1 putting stat coming back. Par on 1, I'd like the birdie, but honestly, pars are great out here at the community club. Hole 2 is a 745 foot par 4, plays up the hill pretty generously. Out of bounds on this left side, it really forces you to get aggressive off the tee to beat this big tree, which makes it a pretty simple approach. But if you don't beat that, you'll be pretty happy with par. I'm gonna play pretty aggressive, go big turnover shot off the tee. Make sure I set that angle over. Oh man, no commitment. All right, I guess I'm just playing from the freaking corner OB. All right, made the fatal mistake of not putting the angle on it here. Now I gotta try to save a miracle par Yeah, it's about 100 feet short. Not gonna cut it. Pretty much reduced to a little chip up, but we'll try to get fancy for y'all. Well, it was cute, but no cigar. All right, bogey here on the second. Not the score I want, but easy cleanup if I just make sure to set the angle and overturn it if anything. I do have to say it gives me a whole another level of respect for the FPO division, having to play in the morning in the dewy conditions where your footing isn't quite as consistent or reliable. I definitely had a little bit of slippage on that tee. Couldn't quite trust it, especially walking around in this grass, just kind of lingering on my shoes. And yeah, I'd say it affected the shot a little bit probably, especially on that turning shot that you were forced to throw here on this aggressive hole. All right, we got to clean it up here on hole 3. It's a par 3, 466 feet down the hill. A couple options here. This is my 3rd year in Emporia, and I've kind of gone back and forth on this hole. Year 1, I was playing big power forehand. Last year, I was playing more of the straight backhand shot, but I've been feeling good with my big forehand recently, so I'm going back to that this year. Just make sure to come out with some hyzer on this drive, down the wide left side gap. Try to give myself like a circle one's edge look. I'll be pretty happy with. All right, tiny bit of left to right wind. Should be helpful if I make sure to set the angle right. My goodness, I am just having trouble. All right, after seeing kind of the way that hyzer shot wants to rise, I think I need to play flat on my stable drive, so I'm gonna run back, try one more shot, make sure I have the right choice for tournament time, except for I geniusly put the cart directly in the way, but it's all right. We like gap shots. Oh my God. Well, I got the distance. The cart was right away. Why did I even waste my time? Ugh, Connor. Short approach, y'all know what time it is. Socket bomb slammer. Little flex, let it fight. That disc just can't help but do right. All right, I'm warmed up now. Ready to go. Another power par 3 here, 433 feet. A couple different options. You have this out of bounds green here coming into play if you want to go wide turnover, or power forehand if you got it. I like the straight shot with my honor. Right down the gut. Just got to make sure to give it the proper height and wing angle. Don't forget to check out ThrowJoes for the best dyes in the game. Woo. Whoops. User error. Oh my gosh. It was such a good line and the branch just killed it. Oh. Probably 6 inches lower. I got a circle one look. Gotta settle for this long chip up though. Pars are good mistakes, so we'll keep that in mind as the week goes on. Pure confidence. All right, 1 up through 4. Hole 5 is gonna be the first birdie, promise y'all. All right, hole 5 is a par 4. I'd argue to say it's one of the signatures on this front 9. It's definitely one of the more memorable holes. Kind of a control shot off the tee to put you somewhere, hopefully just right of this tree line if you're trying to play it how I am. Out of bounds really pinches as you approach the green, and if it's windy, it can be a lot of a tricky upshot just because the wind can tear your disc up. So I'm going flat with the drive and try to push it right at that FPO pin. Oh, get up. That's gonna be a decision. I need these guys' help. We're leaning on the grass. The fact that they don't have a line, you have to call it safe. You know other cards are gonna call it safe, so you have to call it. That's why you gotta make a defined line, tournament directors, because I get to call this safe and another card might argue it's not.
No, that's legit. That's it. But actually, if you move it just like a little. Yeah, you were in. You were touching grass. It's in.
We're taking it. Benefit to player.
Mine's in bounds too. I think we can rule.
Justin's in bounds too.
Safe.
Oh, a full flight. That was pretty cool. All right, this is where this hole gets really tricky. Gonna go pioneer into the green.
Mashed potatoes.
Give me the skip. Oh, there it is. We're safe. ×2. All right, C2 look. Try to catch this jumper. Oh yeah, striped it, thank you. There we go, I told y'all we were gonna birdie. We promised it, and we freaking delivered. Come on. With an audience too, pressure's on. All right, we're on the birdie train. Hole 6, it's a par 3, 339 feet, plays gently up the hill, finishes left, just out of our sight here behind these trees. Really good range for my Opto, or my Gold Line Burst Pioneer. Rip it nice and flat at those 3 pine trees in the back and try to have it fade. Gotta love these long tee pads out here. Nice and flat, give me a little gentle skip. I feel great about that. Might even be close to that bullseye. Not quite, but honestly, I don't hate being right here. Great for the circle 1 stats and for the birdie percentage. And I do love the galvanized chains they have on the veteran baskets here. These ones seem to bundle up and catch pretty solidly. Hole 7 is a par 4 at 678 feet. The key here is this low ceiling that starts even here on the tee. You gotta come under this branch, through this gap, play it straight over and out of bounds bubble, maybe get a little finish to the left, but really, as long as you carry that out of bounds and get kind of down into the bowl, you should have a repeatable approach shot. Definitely one of the easier par 4s on the front 9, so you want to score here. I'm going Snorlax drive. Just make sure I hit it nice and flat. Gotta get low, compact here. I always just imagine I'm my guy Mason Ford on this hole and it helps me out. Oh yeah, it's prime time. Let's go. Should be pioneering from there. A little closer than I anticipated. We got down here onto the upslope. I'm gonna take my tournament harp, play it flat just right of the basket, get a little fade back. Now, what am I saying? Touch a hyzer. Little left, but the upslope should collect me gentle. Oh yeah, that's bullseye. You can use those upslopes a lot of times to kind of take away the skip, so you don't have to be as pinpoint accurate as long as you get the distance and keep the line decent. There's our bullseye bird here on the 7th. A birdie you want to grab for sure as we head into the 8th, which can be one of the more treacherous holes in terms of just the amount of out of bounds that it offers. Hole 8 is a par 5, just under 1,000 feet, but it has tons of out of bounds. This cart path on the right side is out of bounds on the path and right of it throughout the entire hole. And there's a left side line that turns into a water line up there kind of midway through the hole that also comes into play. This one's very wind dependent, but most players are going backhand hyzer shot off the tee, trying to pinpoint this sloping green, or this sloping fairway. I'm going Opto X Ballista Pro. My disc is like wet from the morning or something. I don't know what's going on right now. All right, I'm looking to hang it out just over the out of bounds here. Spike fade back in the middle. I need some lift on that. Come on. Get back. Yes. Wow, got the cart path skip. That is like as ideal as you can get with it being as scary as it can be, because the whole time I was flying a little wider than I wanted, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna get the fight back, so gotta make sure come tournament time, do not miss right. You'd rather miss left, lose a little bit of distance, but get to make much more progress instead of taking it at the short corner here. This second shot really sets up for the forehand. If you trust it out over that water's edge, have it fade back towards the base of that big tree, you're gonna be pretty happy. I'm gonna go stiletto. Just make sure I give it a little bit of nose up angle, which is kind of my comfortable release anyways on the forehand. Oh, I tested that out of bounds though. How we looking? We in? Oh gosh, scary. We're living life on the edge right here on 8. Gonna take the remainder of my meter in. And we're looking at that Saki Mom Slammer range again. Probably 200 feet, maybe a hair more. Man, I just love how much I can trust putting some turn on the disc, having it fight, but it just doesn't have the speed to fade too far, so it stays pretty straight overall, as overstable as it is. Opto X Stiletto, Opto X Ballista Pro, Stiletto, Slammer, Gauntlet. That's how you birdie hole 8 at the community club. Finishing out the front 9 on a beautiful par 4. They cut a tunnel out of the woods here to make a beautiful, challenging tee shot. You got to push the disc straight and avoid fading left over that out of bounds path. So you got to give it enough height to clear this little ravine, but not too much to where you fade left. From there, you'll have a big blind left to right moving approach shot that makes this hole just that much harder to get. So 2 really good shots to give yourself a birdie look. I'm gonna go trust off the tee since we have lower wind than in years past here. And I know it's not gonna wanna fade left at the end of the flight for me. Another sweet ThrowJoes Dye here. Oh yeah, that's juicy. And with that mid-range, I don't have the risk of really fading off as much, especially with one that's a little more seasoned. So I think unless the wind's ripping at our face or off the left side, I'm gonna go with that trust shot. All right, here's that approach shot. I'm gonna go trust and then throw the fuse up high for my second one, let it drift to the right. They cleaned up that gap coming into the green, which I'm really happy about because this hole is hard enough as is. I need that to just push to the right. How we looking, babe? Thumbs up. I pushed this long out of bounds a little bit, so I can definitely trust a bit more turn out of the hand on the second shot. I'm gonna try to forehand it in with my beat up faith. I've been going to this one for these little touchy forehand annies because I just can't really get the normal putt here. This for y'all. Oh my God, off the tree. So bad it was good. You gotta love it when that happens like that, right? All right, little comebacker for par here on the 9th. It's a tough hole, so I'm A-okay with the par here. Just gotta make sure not to make the mistake of going out of bounds off that tee shot or doing too much into the green. I love how they cleared it up though. And I'm having a ton of fun out here so far on the front 9 at Emporia Community Club. I've been playing pretty good the last couple weeks, so looking to keep that going here. Just play smooth, let the game come to me. Thank you guys so much for watching the front 9 of this practice round. We'll have the back 9 coming to you soon, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys over on hole 10.